My neighbor Gary, as we all know, is an alien hunter who crushes a lot of the devil's lettuce. Jazz cabbage, Kyle, soft J, Yaz cabbage. Just a little, no problems there, right? It grows on God's green earth. That's what Gary always says. But I was talking to him the other day and he said, shit's fucked. Like, that's a direct quote. And I was like, well, pray tell, Gary, like, what's going to happen? He said, oh, well, like, Trump's going to win in 2024. There's also going to be some pretty bad shit that happens after that because, like, the political left, like, they don't know anything about anything. Like, I'm not a right-winger per se. I'm like, well, what are you? He's like, I am an American, and I'm, like, a bald eagle as a person. And I'm like, I've never heard anybody say anything that's even in that zip code. So I tend to believe you, Gary. Please, please continue. And so he's like, yeah, so I'm like basically a bald eagle. Like, here are my screeches, here are my war cries. I'm soaring high and bombing low. But like, here's what's really going on. So the economy's pretty toast. Our culture, talk about just a radioactive wasteland of nonsense. Like, listen, like, we know what's going on, right? Like, put something in the comments that you know that's going on that's not okay. That'll be a nice comment to do. But Gary knows what's going on. We know what's going on. You can't just put on a cowboy belt buckle and then expect everybody to say, how was the rodeo championship? That's not how a lot of things work. However, I was saying to Gary, I was like, so how do you know things are going terribly? He's like, look at the bond market. And I'm like, I don't really follow markets a ton. I'm just like, I have a finger on the pulse, but go into some stuff. He's like, well, real estate's fucked, to tell you that much. Like, you trying to speculate right now? Not a good time to do it. I tell you what's a good thing to do right now is squat. Go find a mansion and just post up there. I'm like, Gary, I'm obviously not going to do that, but I love the creative idea. He's like, I'm not going to force anybody. I don't want to force anybody, railroad them down a line of thought. You don't have to squat in the house, but you could. I'm like, lane's open, Gary. Lane is totally open. But then I also asked Gary, I was like, what's going on with like your professional life? Aliens, they've been in the news pretty recently. What's your sense with that? And he's like, oh, I got a couple, I got the inside track. If you want to know Gary's inside track on aliens, follow the account and comment on the video and just say the stuff that matters to you. Because, like, we need to hear it. You need to say it. I need to hear it. We need to feel it, right? Circle of life, just a little